Beautiful people, hello, good morning, welcome. This is a very early morning stream. It is about 7 a.m. My time. I hope you are all doing well. I hope you're all doing fantastic. I have missed you guys. We're trying to stick to that streaming every other day thing just to see if that helps get the channel growing. Right, because I felt like every day was way too much content for people to absorb. But we'll see. That might change. Nothing is certain. Things can change. So we'll see how that goes. But I have missed you guys. I hope you're all doing fantastic. Let's see who actually comes out for a stream this early in the morning. We'll see who gets first in chat. And while we wait on that, we'll go ahead and pull comments up on my end. Today, guys, we are going to be talking about anxiety recovery. Why is anxiety so strong? And then out beside of that, I have it's supposed to be. We are going to elaborate on that, right? So next time you are practicing acceptance, next time you are practicing that sweet, sweet acceptance, allowing yourself to feel these feelings and have these thoughts, but not reacting to them, instead just living your life, right? Keeping that accepting inner voice and living your life. That is the two main keys. Next time you experience that, you can have this stream in the back of your mind. Oh yeah, this is very strong, but it's supposed to be. Wonder Bro told me why it's supposed to be. This is supposed to happen like this. So that is what we're going to be talking about this morning. I hope you guys enjoy it. Good morning, hello, welcome, Olivia. What is up? Let's see, who else we got? Where'd my comments go? Oh boy. Okay, there we go. What is up, D? What's up, Sky? Up bright and early, I see. Damn, second. Well, more like what are you? Fourth? Close. I give you an A for effort. That was close. What is up, Amanda? I hope you're having a good morning. So we'll wait around for like a minute or two, and then we'll get rolling. This was a very unexpected morning stream. All of my streams are pretty much unexpected at this point, right? As far as the time goes, I'm a little all over the place, but that's okay. That's okay. I think you guys are used to that by now. So we'll give it a minute. We'll send out another notification while we wait, and then we will get started. Another notification. All right. Make sure you guys ring that notification bell if you do want to catch our streams. Hey everyone, been having some great advancement, feeling heaps better. That is awesome, Sky. Keep it up, dude. Woke up at 3 a.m. bright and early. All right. Sleep messed up again. Is it? Kinda. Well, actually, I'm not gonna say kinda. Yes, it's screwed. It's screwed. Can't go back to bed. Well, welcome to the stream. Hey Olivia, hope you're doing well. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get this stream started. So today we're going to be talking about why is anxiety so strong, right? Out beside of that, we have it's supposed to be. So a lot of times, people decide that they're going to dedicate to this acceptance thing. It sounds great, right? This dude named Wonder Bro has told me that when anxiety is raging on, I need to use acceptance. I have these feelings and I have these thoughts. My job is to try not to react to them as strongly with all that worry. Instead, just keep living my life, show my anxiety that there is no need for the alarm, right? This Wonder Bro guy has told me that. Okay, he's told me that a time or two. However, when in the heat of the moment, and this anxiety is just so strong, I can't seem to do it. Why is it so strong? Wonder Bro, is it normal, right, that it is so strong? Understand this, right? Understand this. We talk a lot about the advice here on the channel. We don't, I don't want to say we don't talk about it, but from time to time we talk about how strong it is, but it's not really our main focus. But today I just want to kind of level with you and tell you it's supposed to be strong. Anxiety is there to save your life. Ultimately, that is anxiety's job. Right? Anxiety, your brain doesn't know if you're in real danger or if you're not in real danger. It doesn't know if these thoughts are real tigers or not real tigers. It doesn't know what is a real danger and what is not a real danger. But its goal, nonetheless, regardless, is to save your life. And that is why it is so extremely strong from time to time, right? Maybe some days you have a bit of an easier time with it than others, right? But most of the time, people get caught up on just how strong it is. They want to use acceptance. They want to not go down the freak out route. They want to not add the worry. They want to live their life, right? Essentially, that is the two main keys. But they get thrown off by how freaking strong, right, for lack of better words, the anxiety can be. Okay, and they allow that intensity to pull them into the worry. They allow that intensity to pull them into the worry about, oh, what does this mean? Is this some sort of physical problem with me? Is this some sort of mental problem with me? Is this going to end badly? This is so strong, it's probably going to end badly, right? People allow the intensity of the anxiety to throw them back down the worry path, and we know that the goal is to stay out of that worry and continue living. Right? We know that the goal is to stay out of that worry, accept this as being normal, and continue living. That's how we show the brain there's no real danger. But that intensity throws people off. So next time you are experiencing intense anxiety, right? It's got you wanting to jump out of your skin. It's got you wanting to crawl out of your skin. It's got you wanting to run for the hills, right? I want you to just remind yourself that this is supposed to be this strong. This is supposed to be happening. Anxiety is here to try to save my life. If it was not strong, how would it accomplish that? If anxiety was not intense and very, very strong, how would it accomplish its job, right? Now, in the face of a real danger, like a real tiger, that's great. It's great that it's that intense because it gets you moving, it gets you fighting, whatever. But in the case of sensitization and a brain that's just overactive with this anxiety, it's still doing its job. It just doesn't realize that there is no real danger. And there comes your job to prove that to it. But again, a lot of people get bluffed by just how intense it is. So I want you to remind yourself the next time that happens to you, the next time you feel like just running for the hills because of how intense this anxiety is, I want you to take just a second to remind yourself, hey, this is supposed to be trying to save my life right now. That's what it's trying to do. It is trying to save my life in this moment. I need to show it that my life doesn't need to be saved, and I need to understand that it's supposed to be this intense. It's supposed to be this strong. Okay? How else would it get its job done if it wasn't this strong? How else would it accomplish its job if it wasn't this intense? So sometimes reminding yourself of that, right, when you're in that moment and you know what you need to do, you know you need to use acceptance, you know you need to let these waves just kind of crash and do your best to float with it and live your life and not react so strongly to it, show your brain the truth. The next time you're in that moment and you're wanting so badly to, for lack of better words, freak out because of how intense it is, I want you to just remind yourself, this is supposed to be this intense. This is a good thing. That means my anxiety is activated. That means it's turned on. And guess what? Anxiety learns while anxiety is turned on. Do you see how we're changing the perspective here from freaking out to, okay, this is supposed to be this intense, right? Anxiety is there to try to save my life, so I know it's supposed to be this intense, okay? And this is also a good thing. Because it's turned on, that means it's learning. So as it sees me not reacting as strongly, as it sees me just continuing to clean the house or go to work or whatever it is I'm doing, as it sees me continuing to live, even though it is so freaking strong, I am putting in the work. I am showing my brain the truth. So do you see how we're trying to change the perspective here from somebody who's freaking out and worried and doesn't want to feel this and just gas, and fuel, to someone who is accepting reality, right? Okay, I know this is supposed to be strong because this is my body's protection mechanism. So there goes that. There goes any sort of worry about why is this happening? Why is this strong? You can put all that to rest by simply remembering, okay, it's supposed to be this strong. It's trying to save my life. It's supposed to be intense. And then you can turn it from a bad thing to a good thing by reminding yourself anxiety learns while anxiety is turned on. So you see those two things there, how they can really take you from the fighting mindset to the accepting mindset. How they can take you from the fighting mindset to the retraining mindset. When you look at it as this is supposed to be happening and I'm going to take advantage of this. Right? That's probably the quickest way to sum up our point today. This is supposed to be this strong, and I'm going to take advantage of this. So you go from the victim, right, which we know the victim mentality. We've talked about this before. The victim mentality is not going to serve you here. In fact, it's really going to hurt you. You go from the victim mentality of, oh my God, this is so strong and I can't handle this and this is not good, which just sends more danger signals. You go from that to this is supposed to be this strong, right? And I'm going to take advantage of this by having a productive day, even though it is this strong, right? That's how you retrain your brain. So we're going from the victim mentality to the mentality of a winner, to the mentality of someone who's going to retrain their brain, to the mentality of someone who is rooted in reality, not getting lost in so many rabbit holes of worry and fear, somebody who says, okay, supposed to be this strong, and I'm going to take advantage of it. I'm going to retrain my brain. How? By continuing to live, even though this is extremely strong. By continuing to live and just reminding myself that it's supposed to be strong instead of going the worry route, right? Doesn't that sound so much better? So the main point of today's stream, guys, is to try to get you to switch into a mindset, a perspective of someone who's actually going to retrain their brain, of someone who is not going the victim mentality route, but is instead going the route of someone who is going to put in that work. And to do that, you have to remember, right? Anxiety is supposed to be this strong, okay? And I'm going to retrain my brain. I'm going to take advantage of it, right? So that is the mentality of somebody who's going to make it, right, with this recovery thing. That is the mentality of somebody who is going to retrain their brain. That is the mentality that you can start practicing now, even if you're not used to it. Let's say, and I played the victim for a long time. Don't get me wrong, right? Let's say you're used to playing the victim. Oh, my God, I don't want this. I don't like this. It's attacking me. Horrible, horrible, horrible. Why is my life like this? Let's say that's what you're used to. As you start to practice, and you can start right now, as you start to practice reminding yourself of the truth, this is supposed to be strong, that's okay, anxiety is learning while anxiety is turned on, let's do this thing. As you start to practice this new perspective, this new mindset, it will get easier, okay, and it will become the quote-unquote new you over time. But we're getting a little off track, so I'm just going to pull it back in. The main point of today's stream, you guys, is that anxiety is supposed to be freaking strong, right? Its job is to try to get you fighting or fleeing from some danger. Only in your case, there is no real danger, and you have to show it that by trying your best to accept that anxiety and not react so strongly to it, and just continue living your life as normal, right? Showing your brain that all is well, okay? The two main keys: live your life and have that accepting attitude, right? Instead of fighting with the thoughts and feelings. That will always be the two main keys. So that was the main point of today's stream, you guys. Just a little reminder to hopefully keep you out of any rabbit holes about how intense the anxiety is and blah, blah, blah. It's supposed to be, right? It's supposed to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure you leave a thumbs up. We've got quite a few people in here for such an early stream. I love to see it. We're going to switch on over to the post stream, and we're going to read some comments, see what you beautiful people are up to today. Let's see what we've got. What's up, Jimmy? It's been a minute since I've seen you, dude. What's up, Moon? How you doing? Hope you're having a great morning. Sensitization makes trying to focus on anything hard. It can, right? But you're still going to continue living your life. It's like a huge brain fog, which makes anxiety worse. It makes you freak out about every little thing your body is doing. Yeah. I mean, the list goes on and on with sensitization symptoms, right? But the quote-unquote cure is still the same. You have to prove to your brain that that danger doesn't exist. Accept that it's strong and it's supposed to be strong. And then make your own choices, right? Then make your own choices while maintaining that accepting attitude to the best of your ability. None of you have to be perfect, but that doesn't mean you can't get started, right? What's up, Neon? Hi, Wonder Bro. Long time. Had exams and COVID. Hope you're doing well. Well, I hope you're doing well. Sounds like you've had it rough, but it sounds like obviously you survived. So welcome to the stream. How are you doing, dude? You made it. You made it through the exams. You survived the exams. So congrats on that. Let's see, who else we got in chat? Who else we got in chat? Let me switch real quick. Hold on just a second. And I know I need to turn this up. Let me turn that way up. There we go. Let me turn that way up. All right. Wonder Bro, yesterday I was diagnosed with depression. Also, any suggestions, please? Everything you've been learning here applies to the depression. Now, you've went and you've picked up another label, right? Which, if you sit around and obsess about that label, it's not going to be pretty. I'll just be honest with you. It's not going to be pretty. You're going to get into a very self-defeated victim mindset. Oh, God, I've got this label now. And you're going to go down that rabbit hole. So you've went and picked up another label. I want to say congrats, but that would make no sense. Not congrats. It's just another label, dude. Do not go down that rabbit hole, man. I understand why the labels are needed, but if you sit around and obsess about how you've got another label placed on you, you're just going to go further down the rabbit hole, which means you're just going further away from the advice that we've always talked about here on the channel, right? The suggestions will never change. The advice will never change. Whether you're talking about this label or that label, the two main keys will always apply because the two main keys are how the brain learns, right? So you have that accepting attitude because resistance is futile and very stressful, and you're not trying to fight with anything because that's just fuel to the fire, and you are also making your own choices regardless of your feelings. A lot of people don't understand that just because you have a feeling doesn't mean you have to bow to it and act it out. You can make your own choices despite what feelings are there, and you should be, right? You can accept your thoughts and feelings, but still live your own life, right? I'm about to get ready for work. I'm working on using the advice more in a consistent way. Things are going slow but progressive. That's what we like to hear. This is not a race to the finish line, right? As long as you're using the advice, you're making that progress. That is what we like to hear. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. Congrats on 109 days. Thank you so much, Ghost. I really appreciate it. Yes, it is absolutely amazing that we are on a 109-day streak. I can't believe it. I know, Ghost, 109-day streak. Wow, exactly. Wow is pretty much all you can say to that. Wow is right. Wow is right. Um, oh my goodness, Darcy, the legendary Darcy. Everybody here, just about everybody here, should know who Darcy is. Darcy has just tipped $100 and says, "Morning, Wonder Bro. Keep up the good work." Smiley face. Darcy, thank you so much. You have no idea what a legend you are here on the channel. Can we please get some love in the chat to Darcy? Thank you so much, Darcy. We are moving on to 110 days. 110 days, and we have double tip goal today. Thank you so much, Darcy. Let's show some love in the chat. Thank you so much, Darcy. I appreciate you. You have done more for this channel than you will ever realize, than you will ever know. And I just want you to know that. I want you to know that we are all extremely grateful for you. You've done more for me than than you realize. All right, I'll just put it to you like that. You've done more for me than you realize. So Darcy, thank you so much. I love you. I appreciate you. You are the best. You are a legend here. You are absolutely a legend here. What is up? What's up, AC? How you doing? Wow, that is amazing. Let's show some love in the chat, please. I'm extremely depressed. My OCD is killing me slowly after I was brainwashed. Please help me. Interesting statement. So, assuming that you're being serious, which I will assume that you are being serious and thinking that, right? And I'll answer that as if you were. Um, I apologize. Sometimes we do get trolls here, but I'm going to take you seriously on this. So, you've obviously got some sort of OCD that is telling you that you have been, your words are brainwashed, right? And I'm assuming you do a lot of sitting around all day, every day, fighting with the thought that says you've been brainwashed and among other thoughts that you're probably fighting with, right? Now, you are no different. You are not a different case than anyone else here that's struggling with anxiety. Your mind might be telling you that the cause of this is because you've been brainwashed or whatever your mind wants to tell you, right? But it is just more intrusive, anxious thoughts, right? It's just more intrusive, anxious thoughts. So what you need to do is the same as what I would tell anybody else here on the channel to do, is to allow those thoughts, to allow those feelings. Don't get up in your head trying to debate with them, argue with them, figure them out, etc., right? And I'm sure that's what you've been doing for a very long time. You're not going to get anywhere with trying to figure the thoughts out, with trying to fight with them, with trying to appease them. You're in fact going to go backwards. You're going to end up, you already are, you're going to end up feeling very stressed and very anxious, right? So a lot of times people think if they don't fight with the thoughts and feelings, they won't get relief from them. But that is the gas to the fire, what keeps you in the cycle. If you want to show your brain that these thoughts and feelings are not real dangers and that they are irrelevant, you have to embrace the thoughts and feelings without trying to fight with them. Simply say to them, okay, right? We call that just accepting reminders. Okay, I'm having these thoughts and feelings. Okay. Not going to try to figure them out, not going to try to solve them. It is okay if they want to be here. In fact, they're allowed to be here, right? So you're not trying to fight, argue, or debate with any of the thoughts and feelings. You have what we call the accepting attitude. So once you've got the accepting attitude and you start to practice it, right? Once you start to practice the accepting attitude, what comes next? The second main key, live your life. These two keys together are a recipe for retraining your brain. These two keys together are the two ways that the brain learns. You're no longer setting off the alarm with all the worry you're doing because you're practicing the accepting attitude. There's 50% of the equation. The other 50% is you are living your life. Positive accepting behaviors are getting back into things you enjoy. You're being productive. List goes on, right? Brain sees this. Brain loves to see this. Brain knows now that there is no danger. It takes some time for the brain to catch up, yes. But this is the two ways that you are going to reach recovery. 50% of the equation is that accepting attitude, right? You're no longer adding so much worry, which is helping to not set that alarm off unnecessarily. The other 50% of the equation is your living life, positive accepting actions, even while the alarm is going. That shows the brain that the tiger must not be real. That will always be, always be the two main keys. All right, you guys. So, um, I don't think I've ever seen you here before, Sunshine. I apologize. You said I'm not a troll. I understand. It's just sometimes people think it's funny for some reason to troll a little bit. New people, so sometimes I'm just a little skeptical. But either way, it led to a good rant. I believe you when you say you're not a troll. I hope that helped you, and I hope that helped anybody else in chat because, like I said, this applies to all of you. There's not just one specific person that applied to. It applies to everyone, right? When we're talking about anxiety and anxious thoughts and feelings and how you retrain your brain, two main keys apply to all of you, not just Sunshine, not just, whoever, Gary or Truth or Sky. It applies to anyone. It doesn't matter what the thoughts are because the context is irrelevant. The cure, quote unquote cure, is still the same, right? Recovery is still the same. We all have, whether it was me during my journey or whoever in chat, all have different context to the thoughts, but the solution is still the same. Right? I want you to understand that. So don't think you're somehow different. Oh, the advice doesn't apply to me. I'm somehow different. It's just not true. Just not true at all. Right? Again, another huge shout out to Darcy for the $100 tip. I really appreciate you. Let's see. Wonder, bro, do you think the longer you had anxiety, the harder it is to recover? I do not, and Dr. Claire Weeks also said this, right? I don't have any direct quotes from her on this topic, but she did touch on the fact that it doesn't matter how long you've been suffering, for many months, weeks, or years. I think she put it along those lines. Doesn't matter. The brain's willing to learn. As soon as you're willing to practice the accepting attitude and stop fighting as much and live your life, right? That's what I call my two main keys. She was teaching pretty much the same thing, more or less, right? But yeah, she did touch on that and say it doesn't matter. Whenever you're ready to start using acceptance, your brain's willing to learn. So no, I don't think that's relevant because at any given point in time, whether it's been 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 years, right, 10 years, at any given point in time, your brain's ready to learn and you're more than capable to start practicing what we call that accepting attitude and living your life, right? So I don't think it's relevant. I really don't. I really don't. What is up, Truth? Good morning. All right, I think we're caught up on all the questions, I believe. My thoughts are real, though. It doesn't matter if your thoughts are retaining to something that you believe to be real. Let's say you've got a thought that says, oh, people are not narcissistic. Well, that might be real. Yeah, there's plenty of narcissistic people out there. But to sit around and fight with that thought and dig yourself in a rabbit hole of, oh, God, the world is full of narcissistic people and I can't handle this, and that's not going to help. That doesn't change reality. Doesn't matter if your thought is about something that you think is real. To sit around and fight with it and get yourself worked up into an absolute mess does not change the fact that reality happens. You're wasting your time, right? So that's another one that people try to throw at me. Yeah, but my thoughts are about something that's real or might be real. Yeah, it might be, but getting yourself worked up with in a state of resistance and stressing your nerves out, does that change reality? No. No, so that one doesn't work either, right? Struggling to stop the negative true thoughts. Well, you said you've been watching my channel for a while, but I think you must have meant that you've been watching someone else's channel, because you ain't been watching my channel if you're putting so much effort in trying to stop the thoughts. You can't be watching my channel. I don't know where you heard that from, but I have never once told you ever that you should be trying to stop the negative thoughts. Have I? No, never in a million years would I say that your goal is to try to stop the negative thoughts, right? So you said you've been watching me for a while. You must have been watching, so you got me messed up with someone else, right? Because acceptance is about having the thoughts, having the feelings, but just reminding yourself, keeping the accepting attitude while they're happening. So the thought comes and you say, okay, that's fine, right? Not going to try to fight with it. The more you fight with it or try to stop it, the more you're going to make it into a powerhouse, right? Right? The more you're going to make it into a powerhouse. Let's see. Can you go back up and read my comment? Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Okay. My son is 17 and had a panic attack last night. He said he was scared to go to sleep. He should be up right now getting ready for school. Do you think I should wake him up or let him sleep? Well, it's not like he's exactly an expert on the topic, right? Like you and I might be. If it's his first panic attack, which can be very jarring to a lot of people, especially when they don't have this knowledge. Um, I wouldn't say, I don't want to play. I don't want to play parent here and tell you whether you should or should not. I'm going to leave that up to you. But I will say this: yeah, your first, panic attack can be a jarring experience. Most people who experience panic, it doesn't turn into a huge ordeal. They might stay up that night because they're scared, and then they go to sleep and they wake up and they tend to move on with life. But people who end up sensitized, they're usually the ones who obsess over it to a very strong degree. So there's a chance that your son, in this example, might wake up and he had a very jarring experience with his first little bit of panic, but he moves on from it and it's not a big deal, right? That's usually how it goes for most people. Most people do not attach so strongly to the obsession like we did, right? Um, but we'll just have to see how that goes. We'll have to see how that goes. And regardless of which way it goes, you've got the advice, you know the advice, and it'll be fine in the end. Whether or not you should wake him up and make him go to school today after he's sleeping from that first experience with panic, I don't think either way is going to hurt anything. I don't think it's just my opinion. Whether you wake him up and get him ready for school or let him sleep in, or I don't think either way is going to hurt anything. I would just pay close attention to the situation, see if you start to notice if he's continuing to talk about it, obsess about it, right? As the days move forward, after his first panic attack last night, as the days move forward, pay close attention. See if he's continuing to talk about it, continuing to obsess about it, continuing to worry about it. If he is, like I did when I was a kid, right? Maybe you could start to introduce acceptance. You probably should. You should probably explain what's going on, so forth and so on. Some people are probably like, "Wonder Bro, why are you continuing to go on and on about this topic?" And it touches base with me because I remember my first bout of panic when I was that age. So that's my advice as far as going to school today, not going to school today. I'll leave that up to you. But I would pay close attention to the situation. See if your son continues to talk about the topic. See if he continues to obsess about it. If he does, there's a good chance he is a big time worrier, and maybe you should start to implement some of the stuff that you know and teach it to him. All right, that is the last I'll say about it. Hey, I appreciate that, Sunshine. Thank you so much. Says you are amazing. You help people. Thank you, Sunshine. I appreciate you. Oh man, are you kidding me? Olivia, 3 minutes ago, Olivia with $105 tip. Are you kidding me, dude? 205? 205. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Can we get a huge shout out in the chat to Olivia and to Darcy taking us to 205 all by themselves today? Wow, that means a lot to me, guys. Thank you so much. Seriously. Seriously, seriously. That helps me out a ton. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. You have no idea. That makes me a bit emotional. It is the start of the month here. We've got some bills to pay and get covered, and that really fucking helps. That makes me want to get emotional, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to say thank you, Olivia, and thank you, Darcy, so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Let's get some music going. We are sitting in silence here. Wow. Morning stream, dude. Morning stream. What is up with the 205? Don't underestimate, man. Don't underestimate the morning streams. Do not underestimate the morning streams. Let's see, get us some music going. Probably have to sit through a quick ad. I don't see anything wrong with that. Like I said, I'm going to leave that choice up to you. You said I'm going to let him sleep in. Okay, I support it. Whatever choice you want to make there. I would say, though, like I said, just keep a close eye on the situation. If he continues to worry about it and obsess about it and talk about it with you, chances are he is a worrier and he is very obsessed about what he felt. And some people do go that route. Doesn't mean he's going to suffer a life of sensitization. Just means that he needs to get, needs to get a handle on the worry, needs to be explained what's going on, put that worry to rest before he tries to take it into his own hands, right, and worries about it. That would be my suggestion. Let's get some music going. Oh, that was loud. I apologize. Apologize for that. We're going to switch on over back to our good mic. That is really loud. I'm so sorry. We cannot get our audio levels right today, apparently. And he is actually blessed. Let me say, your son is actually blessed over the fact that you are so knowledgeable on the subject of anxiety from being here, right? Because when I was that age and I went through my first bout of panic, which I didn't encounter sensitization until years later on down the road, right? But my first bout of panic did lead to quite a bit of obsession and worry. And I didn't really have anyone. It wasn't their fault, but I didn't really have anyone in my immediate life that could tell me what was going on and answer the questions that I had. The fact that he has you there to do that is seriously a blessing, and it will be life-changing if it comes to that. Like I said, if it comes to that, there's a chance he might wake up and not even care. So, there is that chance. CI, 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 CI. Is that what that comment says? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, you might have to turn me back down now, Gary. Now that we're back on the better mic, you might have to turn me back down. You probably had to turn me up in order to hear me better on the headset, but now you'll probably have to turn me down. I said morning is best. I mean, like I said, don't sleep on the morning stream, dude. Don't underestimate the morning stream. You guys come out. You guys come out. I appreciate it. Your streams, they get me through when I'm panicking. As long as you're using the advice that you're hearing, right? It's more than okay to listen to my streams. You're panicking, you need the advice, you learn the advice, but make sure you're using that advice, right? Make sure you're using that advice. That's a big one. That's a big one. I don't mind that people come to my streams when they're panicking, per se, but if you're not using the advice that you're hearing, right, if you're not trying to apply it in your daily life and you're just using my voice as a way to soothe yourself, well, maybe we should start applying that advice too, right? Just something to be aware of. Just something to be aware of. Let's see. What an awesome stream, guys. I really appreciate all the support. I really appreciate all the support. I've also been trying to grow other social media, which is something I don't normally do, right? Something I don't normally do, but I've been trying lately. So if you guys want to follow me on Twitter, that's what I've been focusing on a lot when I'm not streaming. I've been trying to grow that Twitter account. So you want to follow me over there, you can find me, I'm getting burpy, under Vacate Fear, right? Vacate Fear, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I'm really trying to grow that Twitter account and make original content for the Twitter account. So if you want to follow me over there, I would really appreciate it. We are like a couple hundred away, I believe, from 1K followers over there. So give me a follow. I would appreciate that. Vacate Fear, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I try to post original content on all three that you don't get here. Not that it's anything that you don't already know, right, from the streams, but still, it's good stuff. Bless your cotton socks. Interesting, Sky. Interesting. It's helped. I'm probably 30 to 40% better. Keep at it. Keep at it. Doesn't matter how fast you go. This is not a race to the finish line. There is no imaginary finish line here. You take it day by day. A lot of people get caught up on time frames. Time frames are very stressful, and ultimately they are not needed. So try not to get caught up on time frames. Try not to treat this like a race. Just take it day by day, right? Take it day by day. Do not try to come up with imaginary timelines. Do not try to put yourself on a timeline. Nothing about future, just day by day. Are you triggered in using the advice? Yes, great. Are you triggered in not using the advice? Okay, well, let's practice, right? That's all it comes down to. Future this, future that, future this, whatever, all irrelevant. I'm going to learn how to make a Twitter account. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. If you don't have a Twitter account, you don't have to worry about making one just to follow me. But if you've already got one and you want to follow me, vacate fear. How can I get over everything I read online? I got a better solution than trying to figure out how to get over everything you read online. My solution is stop reading all sorts of negative things online, right? A lot of people don't realize that's an option. So a lot of people say, how do I get over everything I read online? How do I, just step away from it? Unfollow the negativity. Don't watch that negative video. Scroll past that negative stream. Whatever the case may be. But you are right on not trying to fight the thoughts and feelings. You just have that accepting attitude, is what we've been calling it, and live your life. That is the two main keys. You are right on that. But we can take an extra step here and just scroll past the negativity. We can take an extra step here and just scroll past the things that you don't want to read. Right? I know it's addicting, but we can make the step of cleaning up your social media life, right? We can make that step. There's real action that can be taken sometimes, and that is... Sorry, you probably couldn't hear me there for a second. That is one of those cases. Don't underestimate that there is real action that can sometimes be taken in life. In this case, there is real action you can take there. You're being affected by what you're reading online, stop reading it, right? You're being affected by the videos you're watching, stop watching them, right? So acceptance doesn't mean you can't take any action whatsoever. If there's bad habits that you have, right, you can work on those bad habits while you use acceptance, while you work on the accepting habit. Extremely negative about people, narcissists. Okay, so I think I've put together the puzzle here on what's going on. Sunshine says that she's dating a narcissist, and she gets online and she reads about narcissists, and there's a lot of people that are talking smack about narcissistic people, and that freaks her out because she claims to be dating one. Right? So that's what's going on here. So my advice would be, and I don't want to meddle in your relationship too much here, my advice would be stop reading things on Google about narcissistic people, right? It's another label. And if you have problems or issues with your current boyfriend that you want him to work on, maybe address it in a mature, calm manner and see if he's able to do that and see if he's willing to do that. And if not, you may have to accept that he's not willing and do what's best for you, even if that hurts. Right? But to get on Google and read about narcissistic people and worry about it all night long is not going to change him, and it's not going to change your relationship. It's an action that you're taking that is completely useless. And the only thing it's doing is frying your nerves, apparently. So, completely futile. You said it yourself. It makes you sick. So, you're taking action, but it's futile action. It's stressful action. It's not going to accomplish anything action. So, I would say, first and foremost, whether you are dating a narcissist or not, irrelevant to get on Google and Google narcissistic people until you're sick. That's not accomplishing anything. You want to take real productive action. That might be different. Maybe address these problems with your boyfriend or even, girlfriend, whatever. See if they're willing to work on it. See if they're willing to make some changes. And if they're not, you might have to make a choice that's going to be uncomfortable, but you might ultimately have to move on. That's called realistic action. To get on Google is not very realistic action at all. It's not accomplishing anything. It's not changing anything. So really the same concept there can apply to anxiety too. Think about it. To get on Google and to read about anxiety symptoms until the point that you're sick, which a lot of people unfortunately do, is not changing anything, and it's not productive action. Sure, it's an action, but it's not productive action. It's futile action. It's very stressful action. So same concept with anxiety. People want to Google and read horror stories about all these things. That's not productive action, right? So put down the Google, scroll past the videos, break that addiction, and let's take some productive action. Let's take some real action, right? Acceptance being the key there. It's just, it sounds like just an OCD sort of thought that's going on here. You've got maybe someone who's told you, oh, you're narcissistic. And now you went on this rampage of Google and obsession, which people do with anxiety too, and make themselves absolutely sick, right? It's not productive. It's not productive. Break that habit. Not productive at all. Whether we're talking about anxiety symptoms or we're talking about, oh, someone called me a narcissist and now I'm going to Google that until I'm sick. None of that's productive. None of that's productive. If you want true change to come in your life, it's going to start by getting off of Google, right? And focusing on these two keys here that we talk about here. Living your life and not trying to fight with these thoughts and feelings, right? Acceptance, heal the nerves. It's everything that we talk about here on the channel, that's real action. That's productive action. That's productive action. That's what that is. That's getting back into life. That's getting out of the head as much with this resistful, fearful, negative, gas on the fire attitude, adopting and practicing the accepting attitude and getting back into living. This is what's going to get positive emotion going and rolling. This is what's going to show the brain the truth, right? Not Google. Not Google. Not Google. Right? And this label, you say there's lots of hate for these people when we're abused as children. I hate to burst your bubble. Everybody out there, whether it's me, whether it's you, whoever, has got a touch of what they call narcissistic, tendencies. Everybody's got a touch of things that we don't like. Everybody's got a touch of I'm not so perfect. Everybody's got a touch of poor quality. Everybody's got a touch of bad habit, right? Whether it's me, whether it's you, everybody. So just because someone out there says, oh, you're narcissistic, whatever, right? Work on it. You can work on yourself. You can grow as a person. But to sit around and obsess about somebody calling you a label, right? That's not going to help you grow. That's not going to help you grow as a person. We've all got traits that we could work on. But to sit around and obsess, oh, I've got so many bad traits, I'm narcissistic, and this is horrible, and blah, blah, that's not changing anything. That's not moving you in the right direction, right? We've all got bad traits we could work on, okay? And you can work on those. But to sit around and obsess about them, and about how, I got so many bad traits and people, they hate these traits that I've got. That's not getting us anywhere, right? Everybody's got traits they can work on, bad traits they can work on, right? But to sit around and obsess about it is not going to get you there. And he says they can't change, right? He says they can't change. So you're going to let some guy that you watched on the internet one time, right? Tell you, oh, you can't change. You're going to take that? You're going to take that as the absolute truth? What do you think this guy is, the fucking Messiah, right? You're going to take this guy's word for it? He told you one time, oh, you can't change, right? And that's it for you? You're just going to lay down now and it's over? It's game over because some guy posted a video on the internet that said you can't change? You're just going to lay down and give up now? Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Huh? It's kind of silly, isn't it? It's kind of silly when somebody tells you that from the outside. It might not be silly in your mind because you're so wrapped up in the rabbit hole right now, which I understand. But from the outside looking in, can you see how silly that sounds? Right? Right? Can you see how silly that sounds? You watch 3 months of this guy, so you're still the point is you're still going to let one guy who apparently you see on the level of a god. Apparently, you're going to let one guy tell you, oh, you can't change, and you're just going to lay down and it's game over. Because one guy said that you can't change, and that's it for you. You're done. Come on, 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 come on. Right? Right? Who made this fucking guy king? Get up and live your life. Get up and get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Get up and live your life. Have a positive day. Have a productive day. Right? Forget this guy who's told you you can't change, whatever. Get up and have a productive, positive day with that accepting attitude and see if you don't feel better. See if you don't start to feel better, right? That's a very good point that someone just made in the chat. A true narcissist would not care that they're a narcissist. Don't you understand? Right? That's a good point. A true narcissist would not care that they're a narcissist. The fact that you are so tore up over some professor telling you on YouTube that you're a narcissist and you can't change, the fact that you're so tore up over that is proof to me that you care. Right? It's proof to me that you care. I don't think you should just give up and say, well, it's game over. Right? Some professor told me that I can't change. Right? And you've put this label on yourself. Apparently, you're the world's biggest narcissist, according to your own mind. You've put this label on yourself, and now this professor has backed that up and said, oh, you can't change, and you're just going to lay down. It's game over. Right? You're just going to lay down now. It's game over. Professor told me that, I can't change, so it's game over. You've put this label on yourself that doesn't even apply because you wouldn't care as much as you do. Right? So nothing's adding up here. No, I'll just say that. Nothing's adding up here. Get up and have a productive day. Get up and have a positive day. Forget the fucking label, right? Forget the label. Whatever. Right? Whatever. Have a productive, positive day. We've all got narcissistic traits. It happens. You can work on yourself. You can grow. You can grow. You can grow. Whether you're talking about you or your partner, people can grow. People can grow. And if you're not talking about you, right, and you are just strictly talking about your partner, right, and you've brought these things to his attention and he's not willing to change, there does come a point where if you feel like you're being mistreated, you're going to have to just bite it. You're going to have to bite it and walk away, and it's going to hurt, and it's not going to feel good. And, but do you want to stay stuck in this misery, right? You got to make that choice for yourself. You got to make that choice for yourself. The conclusion is I don't agree with labels. I believe anybody can change, and I know that because I've seen it happen so many times since I've been doing this. Whether we're talking about you or your boyfriend, people can change. People are capable of change. They've got to want it, but people can change, and they are capable of change. Nobody is hopeless, right? And my other point is, at some point, if they're not willing to change, if we're not talking about you, we're talking about somebody else. If they're not willing to change, don't put yourself through that misery. Make the best choice for you. Right? I'm assuming you wouldn't be so tore up over it. And now this is a bold assumption. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming you wouldn't be so tore up over the fact that your boyfriend is like this if you weren't being mistreated in some way. I'm assuming that's why you started Googling. I'm assuming that's why you started watching videos about the topic. And again, that's a bold assumption, but I don't believe you'd care so much if you were being treated right. So I'm going to assume that maybe you're being treated poorly. And at that point, it's going to be up to you to make the choice. If they're willing to grow, allow them space to grow. If they're not willing to grow, you might have to move on. So, I mean, that's another good point. I mean, anybody's capable of growth, but whether or not they want it, you can't control that. You can't control that part of the equation. So that's going to be up for you to decide. You can watch all the videos you want to on narcissistic people. I will tell you that A, yes, people are capable of change, but they have to want it. And I will tell you B, don't stick around for misery. Right? It's up to you to make the choice. That's just my opinion. If you think this person is capable of change and they want it, then be there for them and support them through it. If you don't think they're ever going to change and you're being mistreated, you might have only one option left, and that's to walk away. That's just my opinion. And I really, at the end of the day, I think that's the only choices you're left with, right? Don't stick around and be mistreated if you're being mistreated. If they want to change, support them through it. If they don't want it, then you might have to walk away. I think all the unnecessary Googling that you're doing outside of that, 3 months worth of Googling that's making you obviously sick, stressed, and miserable is not going to change him, right? It's not going to change him. So making yourself miserable with all the research and whatnot is not doing anybody any favors. I mean, and of course, nobody in the chat, myself included, has an insight look at your relationship, so we can't form too many solid opinions, but... So ultimately, it's going to be your choice. If you want to, go for it. If you think it's getting to the point where you're just miserable, maybe you should walk away. All right, you beautiful people. We have covered a lot of topics today. We are almost on to that hour mark. Thank you guys so much for such a great stream. A lot of different topics today. Awesome. I appreciate it. Thank you again so much to Darcy. And thank you again so much to Olivia for 205. Man, we're going to go ahead and prep our song for the day. If you did enjoy today's stream, guys, make sure you leave a big thumbs up. It really does help the channel grow, and I would appreciate it dearly. Sunshine says, I know it's made me feel brainwashed how I get all that knowledge out. I'm not sure I understand the question, but my response is going to remain the same. If you feel like you're being mistreated, it might be time to walk away. However, people are capable of change, but they have to want it. So let's get our song going, guys. I love you so much. Thank you for everything. I really do appreciate all of your tremendous support. Let's continue to grow. Subscribe if you haven't already. And until next time, as always, stay awesome.
Did it die? I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Did it die? Wait. Did it die? Wait. Did it die? Whatever you want, I'll be whatever you want. Just tell me you love me or not, whatever it costs. I know I'm talking a lot, there's something I gotta get off. Don't wanna be this no more, I don't wanna drink no more. Always gotta do the most, thinking that I'm insecure. Really should've listened more, but I don't, of course. I'm an asshole, I'm a good guy, I'm your best friend, I'm the worst type.
tell you everything that you heard, right? Just so I can fuck on the first night. Feel like I'm losing hope, running from coast to coast. I don't know where to go, this all I've ever known. I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. No, did it die? Wait, did it die? Wait, did it die? I'm a stone cold killer, I'm a billionaire. I got my own gold digger. If I wasn't this way, I'd rather die. Won't die. Did it die? Wait, did it die? Wait, did it die? My aunt think I'm perfect, I know I'm not. My mama be worried, I told her stop. They know I did drugs and think that I'm off. Little do they know I never could stop. My manager hate when I'm pulling up late. Back on my bullshit, she think it's a phase. I got relations I gotta maintain. I'm two different people, my side and my main. Yeah, I'm sober, I'm an addict. I'm a lowlife, I got habits, but I refuse to be average. Really so tired of acting. Don't know what I miss no more. Too bad you don't hit me more. I'm bad when I get too bored. Careful what you wishing for. I'm a stone cold killer.